Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to the episode of the New York Mets Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 23, and we are back in the postseason. Last year, we won the World Series with 103 wins. The year before, year one, we lost the World Series to the Chicago White Sox. We beat the A's last year in the World Series to win it. This year, we finished with 104 wins. So one better than last season, and we are looking to go back-to-back, 3 straight World Series appearances, but back-to-back World Series championships. If you're excited, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. If you are wondering about the stats for the regular season, the awards, all that good stuff, league leaders, everything about that, go watch last episode. At the end, we went over all of that. So if you're curious about it, go and watch that. Here is our lineup. It is going to be the same headed into the postseason. They tried to catch me off guard a little bit. They threw in some guys that shouldn't have been on the playoff roster that I had to change. So we've got the guys that I trust in the playoff roster. Our bullpen's looking good. Our starting rotation's looking good. I'm ready to go. We've got ourselves a good team. We are taking on the winner of the Pittsburgh Brave games, or series. So we will see who does that. We'll simulate. And it's Pittsburgh. They were the 5 seed. No, they were the 4 seed. They beat the Braves 2-0. They move to the NLDS, and if you're not familiar with how this playoff run will go for us, I said at the end of last episode as well, but I'll say it again here. Trevor Bauer's on the mound for Pittsburgh. We will play the entirety of the postseason in this episode. So if we win the World Series, if we get to the World Series and win it, it'll be in this episode. But if for some reason we have to go to a Game 7, Game 7 will be in its own separate video. That's how it'll work. But we are taking on Pittsburgh. They've got Trevor Bauer on the mound. We've got Greg Maddux. Let's see if we can do it. Best of 5. Or not best of 5. It's first of 5, isn't it? Or it's first no, it's first of 3 because it is a best of 5. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Forget what I'm saying. We just got to take these games. Game 1, at home against Pittsburgh. We don't have a valid lineup. Who's not valid in our lineup? What's going on here? Oh, we don't have a pitcher. All right, we'll just put, even though I think they should take this out or not let it affect because we don't play with DHs off. So I feel like it shouldn't matter, but whatever. All right, Game 1, Maddux versus Bauer is a W. Our AA team's going to the championship game, by the way. We win 7-3. How did we look? So we had doubles from a few people, Jeter, Wright, Griffey, and Bench, a triple from Soriano, home runs from Barry Bonds and Ken Griffey Jr. That's massive. A 3-run home run from Griffey. That's huge because Griffey was struggled all regular season. RBIs from Bonds. He had a 2-run shot, it looks like. And then Soriano and Sosa. Pujols had a sac fly. Stolen base from David Wright and Griffey? Okay. And then Maddux went 8 innings, allowed 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, and got the W. I'll take it. Game 2 is Roger Clemens versus Lucas Giolito, still at home in Citi Field, and Joe Nathan tears his finger. Oh, no. Joe Nathan, our 90 overall relief pitcher, has torn his finger. That is not what I wanted to have happen. So we'll bring up Clay Holmes, and we get the W regardless. 4-3, a little bit of a closer one. We get a double from Pujols. No home runs today, but 2 RBIs for Pujols and Griffey. Another sac fly for Pujols. But Roger Clemens just did the job. He went 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. Did allow 7 hits, though, so got to chop down on those hits. But we lead 2-0, headed to Pittsburgh, PNC Park. Our new addition, Sandy Koufax, who we got in the trade deadline this past trade deadline, against Logan Gilbert. Can we sweep the Pirates in 3? Yes, we can! The New York Mets are going back to the divisional round and will be taking on the Cubbies. Okay. How did we look in Game 3? A home run from the captain, Derek Jeter? Really? Okay, not something I expected, but whatevs, dog. I'll take it. Doubles from Jeter, Wright, Pujols, and Bonds. A triple from Soriano. And then Koufax went 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, and 8 strikeouts. Okay, we got it done, and Billy Wagner saved it again. So we are going all the way to the NLDS, and it looks like on the other side it's Astros and Red Sox. So the Royals fall. They were the 2 seed. The Royals fell to the Astros. It'll be Red Sox, Astros, and Mets, Cubs in the championship series. We've got Ohtani versus Satchel Paige in Game 1, back at home in Citi Field in New York. Queens, a loss. Our first loss of the postseason comes against the Cubs in Game 1. Sammy Sosa had a home run, but Ohtani allowed 4 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and we just couldn't really get the bats going. We allowed 3 runs early, and then we got 3 in the bottom of the 4th, but then we just didn't score anymore. We allowed too many runs. It looks like Newhouser allowed another run. Couldn't get it done. We go to Game 2, King Felix versus Al Leiter. It's a win. It's a big one as well. It is a 9-1 victory, so we came out angry in this one. We came out absolutely angry. Jeter hits another home run. David Wright, Sosa, and Willie Mays. Sosa's might have been a grand salami. It might have been a grand slam. He's got 4 RBIs. It very well could have been. And then Hernandez went 7 2/3, 7 walks? I was going to say that was 7 strikeouts, but that's 7 walks for King Felix, and somehow we got the W? They didn't score more than 1 run? How do you allow 7 walks and they don't score more than 1 run? Whatever. 10 strikeouts as well. Okay, at least it worked. Now we go to Wrigley. Maddox is back on the mound against Brandon Webb. Can we take the series in our control? Yes, we can. Another 9-run game for us. This time 9-4. Pujols, Mays, and Soriano hit home runs. Maddox goes 8 innings. 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. This is why Greg Maddux is our ace, because he performed in the postseason last year, and he's performing again this season. This is why he's our ace. Although Clay Holmes, I wish Joe Nathan didn't tear his finger. Is he out? He's out for the season, right? For the postseason? He's out for 1 to 2 months. He's done for the postseason. It's 1-1 right now in Houston, though. Or Houston Red Sox. Or Houston Red Sox. Satchel Paige versus Roger Clemens. Paige is the only pitcher to beat us so far. Can we get a 3-1 lead over the Cubs? Yes, we can. 10 runs this time. Okay. We had home runs from Pujols, Bonds, Griffey, Sosa, Willie Mays, and Johnny Bench. And Pujols probably was a 3-run shot. Sosa had a 2-run shot. And Clemens was the only pitcher. He went the distance, allowing 1 earned run, 4 hits, and 9 strikeouts. That's why we got Roger Clemens on this team. Wow. And now we have the chance to beat the Cubs in 5. Can we do it? Game on the line. Sandy Koufax has an injury. But we beat them 13-4. And we are going to the World Series. The Mets have won the pennant. We are headed to the World Series for the 3rd straight year to take on the Red Sox or the Astros. And we scored 13 runs. Nobody's putting up runs like us. Nobody is putting up runs like us. Home runs from David Wright, Griffey, Sosa, and Johnny Bench. Wow. I mean, it looks like Griffey had 2 home runs. That's crazy. I'm glad that Ken Griffey Jr. is actually starting to play well, because he was not playing that great in the regular season. Sandy went 6 1/3, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, but it was good enough to get the job done. Who are we playing? It'll be the Boston Red Sox. Wow, Mets, Red Sox for the World Series. What a matchup that is. But, I mean, look at some of these numbers. David Wright's got 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He's hitting 400. Pujols has got 10 RBIs, hitting over 400. Bonds is doing well. Griffey's even playing well. Sosa's hitting 250. Johnny Bench is hitting 330. The top of our lineup is killing it. And then the pitching rotation, I mean, Greg Maddux is unbelievable right now. Who's in contention for some of the awards? The postseason MVP right now is Albert Pujols. Understandable, but I'd probably give it to David Wright if we're being totally honest. Or maybe even Griffey. Just because he's not hitting over 400. I'd probably give it to Griffey, really. Mickey Mantle won it last year, and Ryan Howard won it in year 1. Even though we lost the World Series. And the World Series MVP last year was Mickey Mantle. So we'll see who wins it. Either a Red Sox player or a Met player. 7 games to decide the World Series. Game number 1 is a win, 5-4 at home at Citi Field. You love to see it. And it looks like Pujols hit another home run. Oh, Pujols is winning postseason MVP, by the way, or playoff MVP. I mean, he's having a fantastic year. He's hitting over 400, and he's got another home run today. Bonds hit another one. Griffey hit another one, and Bench hit one. I mean, our guys are just producing. You love to see it. They are absolutely producing. 7 innings for Ohtani. He redeemed himself from the Game 2 loss against the Cubs. Or Game 1 loss, against the Cubs. Now it's Game 2. John Donaldson versus King Felix. It's another win. It's 9-2, and we lead 2-0 in the World Series. A home run from Jeter, another one from Pujols, Bonds, Griffey, Bench, and Soriano all had home runs. Pujols is winning both at this point. Felix went 8 innings, 7 hits, 10 strikeouts. I mean, King Felix has a good shot at winning the award. But Pujols, he's winning. He's not only winning postseason MVP, he's winning regular season MVP. Or not regular season MVP. He's winning World Series MVP. He got denied the regular season MVP because Mike Trout had a fantastic year, and so did Mike Schmidt, by the way. Is this the Mike Schmidt we had? No, it's not. Okay. But I mean, you could, if Griffey was hitting a higher average, which he's actually starting to get up there. He was hitting what, 330 before we started simulating the World Series. He's got 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. I'd give it to Griffey, really. And then give Pujols the World Series MVP, but both of them have a fair shout. Both of them have a fair shout, and we lead 2-0 going to Fenway. Maddox versus Chris Sale. Can we ice the series? 7-2 victory, and it's Greg Maddox. Who else? Who else but Greg Maddox? Griffey with another home run. He has 7 home runs this postseason. You got to give it to Griffey. You got to give it to Griffey. Give the World Series MVP to Pujols, but give the postseason MVP to Griffey. He is destroying teams. And now it's Game 4. Are we 1 win away? I mean, Griffey's got 7 home runs. He's hitting 378. Ken Griffey Jr. is out of his mind right now. He has jumped for postseason MVP. Thank you. Finally. Pujols actually dropped under 400. He must have had a really bad day. If he was hitting like 420 something, wasn't he? But they finally realized that Ken Griffey Jr. is having a monster, insane postseason run. And we are 1 game away from a world championship. We're not going to play this game. We're going to go in and quick manage it. But we are 1 game away on the road in Fenway, at Fenway in Boston. Roger Clemens will be on the mound. And this is the lineup we're going to go with. Can we get it done, boys? Let's go see. We've got Christy Mathewson on the mound. Let's go see if we can get it. Let's enter. Oh, no, not enter the game. Let's start swinging. Derek Jeter grounds out. David Wright strikeout. And Soriano strikeout. Okay, or not Soriano strikeout. Whoever was up next strikeout. Roger Clemens is up. He goes against Joe Morgan. It's a ground out. The other Ken Griffey Jr., the younger version, he flies out. And Juan Soto will ground out. It was Albert Pujols, by the way. That was the other guy. Barry Bonds leads off the second. Ground out. Griffey single. Sosa, fielder's choice. Willie Mays, walk. Runners on second and first. For Johnny Bench, who strikes out. Okay. Bryce Harper, line out. Cal Ripken Jr.'s fly out. And a pop out. Okay. Top of the third. Soriano leads off. Ground out, line out. All right. Okay. We're getting a little crazy here. Bottom 3. J-Ram, strikeout. John Donaldson, fly out. Veritek, fly out. Okay. This is a pitcher's duel. This is a pitcher's duel. Pujols is up. He's had a hot postseason. And a solo shot for Albert Pujols. He's been unstoppable this postseason. Him and Griffey could be the reason why we're winning. But this man's also been hot. But he grounds out. Barry Bonds. Griffey, walk. Sosa, 1 run scored, a double. Griffey comes around. That must have been in the left center gap or the maybe center field gap or something. Because Fenway's not a huge outfield. But Sosa gets a double. We lead 2-0. Willie Mays is up. He flies out. Bench grounds out. Inning over. But that's okay because we got the 2 runs. Joe Morgan strikeout. Double for Griffey. Fly out. Strikeout. Good job, Roger Clemens. Not allowing the double to affect him. Soriano strikeout. Ground out for Jeter. Fly out for David Wright. Quick inning. Ground out. Strikeout. Beautiful. 5 strong innings from Clemens as we go into the second half of the game here. Pujols, ground out. Bonds, ground out. Strikeout. And Clemens has still got really good energy here. Stolen base for Varitek? 46 speed, 20 steal. There's no way he stole a base. Fly out, single, runners on the corners for Juan Soto. It's a ground out to get out of the inning. Beautifully done by Roger Clemens. Oh, man. That was the most danger he's been in all game. Sosa leads off the 7th with a solo shot. It's 3-0, and the Mets might have just solidified a second straight World Series. Willie Mays, pitching change. Nick Sandlin comes in. Single for Willie Mays. Johnny Bench flies out. Soriano single, runners on first and second. Fly out. Fielder's choice. Nothing happens. But we got that extra insurance run for Roger. He's killing it here. Bottom 7. Strikeout. Fly out. Ground out. Sandelin's in again. They change it to Garrett Clevenger for the top of the 8th. Pujols, walk. Bonds, strikeout. Griffey, single. Runners on the corners. Sosa, sac fly run comes in to score. It's 4-0. Ground out, inning over. Rogers on the mound still. Look at that energy. He is doing amazing. Jose Ramirez leads off. Ground out. Single for Donaldson. Varitek, strikeout. Joe Morgan, 2-run homer. It's 4-2. Griffey Jr. Oh my God, that got crazy real fast. I'm going to enter this game with Johnny Bench leading off, but it's 4-2, top of the 9th in the World Series with a chance for us to win it. Wow, this got interesting real quick. They bring in Tanner Houck, or Huck, or Hook, whoever it is. They bring him in to try to keep this game under control. We are going to warm up our go-to man, Billy Wagner. 2-2 to Johnny Bench. It's a slippery night here in Fenway, Boston, Massachusetts, and I shouldn't have swung at that. I know better. I know better. I shouldn't have swung at that. 2-2 to Alfonso Soriano as well. What will he throw? He's going to go down low. I swung at it again. It'll go into the glove of Varitek, and he sends it to first base. 2 quick outs, and now the captain's up. We are going to schedule Billy Wagner to come in. Can we add any more insurance to the already good lead, but I would like to add a little bit more. Jeter, grounder to third base. Jose Ramirez on to first. He dropped it. He bobbled it at first, and it's an extended inning. Oh, no. Is that Rafael Palmeiro? It might be. He made a bad mistake there, and he allows the Mets to stay alive. Maybe the ball was slippery in Jose Ramirez's hand as David Wright keeps the inning alive even further as a single into center field puts the runners on first and second for who else but the machine. He's not a man, he's a machine. And he has had one of the best postseasons in recent memory. Him and Ken Griffey Jr. both. And that sinker was generously called a ball. Him and Ken Griffey Jr. have both had some of the best postseasons I've ever seen. And that is called a ball. Are you going to really load the bases for Barry Bonds? Is that a wise choice? Is that a wise choice, Tanner? You going to load the bases for Bonds? It will continue as that falls into foul territory. Full count to the machine. He's thrown 3 sinkers. Does he throw a 4th? Oh, that's going to drop. I'm sending him around home, or around third to go home. Pujols has got another RBI. We lead 5-2, top 9 in Game 4 of the World Series. Game 4 of the World Series. Albert Pujols does his job. And Barry Bonds will step up. He's not had a good day today, but he's had a good postseason and a good World Series. And Barry will go down in the dirt for that one. But I was a little early on it. Come on, Barry. You know you want to win a World Series. I don't think he was on the team last year, was he? He might have been. Oh, I shouldn't have swung at that. Good pitch. Good pitch. But Albert Pujols got us that much-needed third insurance run. Because, of course, he did. And now it's time for Billy Wagner to shut the door. I mean, look at those games in the postseason. He's only had 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 3 save opportunities, and he's got 3 saves. We go up against 3, 4, and 5, so, I mean, they're going to give us their best shot. Bottom 9, Game 4 of the World Series, the Red Sox last hope, and Juan Soto will be the first out. Sosa fields it in right. They've got Bryce Harper. We've got a Bryce Harper. They've got a Bryce Harper. This is the older, or this is the younger version of Bryce, the Nationals version. And he will send it to Sosa. 2 down. Final out of the season, potentially. And it's Cal Ripken Jr. 1-1. Here's the pitch. He fouls it off. It's 1-2. Cal Ripken Jr. Mets fans around the world are on their feet. Strike 3 and the Mets win the World Series. Back-to-back champs. Last year, I think we did it at home in Citi Field. This year, we do it on the road at Fenway. But it's the same nonetheless. 3 straight World Series appearances and 2 straight World Series championships. Led by the duo of Albert Pujols and Ken Griffey Jr. But we can't deny the fact that Greg Maddux was unbelievably clutch. Roger Clemens was unbelievably clutch. We can't deny the fact that those 2 pitchers really carried us as well. And look at the happy faces. Willie Mays excited. He's got his 2nd ring in the series. Griffey's got another one. He collapses to the ground. He's so happy. He played so well. He deserves both the World Series and postseason MVP. I think he'll only get the postseason one, but there it is. We hold up our 2nd championship. We did it, boys. There it is. Our 4th World Series title, the 2025 World Champions. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Sosa had a home run, a big home run too. So did Pujols. He had a huge home run. I think World Series MVP goes to Pujols, but I think postseason MVP goes to Griffey. That's how I would book it. Griffey, well deserved. He had a fantastic postseason. He was unbelievably clutch and unbelievably unstoppable. Let's go check it out. Who wins the awards? They give it to Sammy Sosa. Wow. He steals it from Pujols. I don't know about that. Yeah, Sosa he hit 538 in the World Series. Oh, whatever. That's fantastic. Yeah, yippee. But he had a home run and 8 RBIs. Griffey does... Wait, what? No. No. Okay, I'm in the American League. I got a little bit worried. Because I went here and I thought that Ken Griffey Jr. got stolen. I thought they gave it to their Ken Griffey Jr. for postseason MVP, but I realized that they give it out for both American League and National League. It just so happened that Ken Griffey Jr. won it both. The older version and the younger version. But I mean, look at these numbers. 378, 7 home runs, and 18 RBIs in a postseason is unreal. That's unbelievable. And we've got Ken Griffey Jr. with a 3rd straight, or with a World Series, or postseason MVP, and we got 2 straight World Series titles. How did they give it to Sosa in 4 games? We got to take a look at this. So Pujols has a home run. He already has 1 in Game 1. We know that Sosa only had 1, but Sosa had 8 RBIs and hit 538. So Pujols has a home run and 2 RBIs already. He's already hitting pretty well. Then we go to Game 2. Sosa still doesn't have his home run, but he's got an RBI. Pujols has another home run, so that's 2 home runs and 3 RBIs for Albert Pujols. Right? 3 RBIs for Albert Pujols? Yeah, 3 RBIs and 2 home runs for Albert Pujols. Then we go to Game 3. Pujols hits... Okay, so Pujols has a down game. Sosa adds 4 RBIs, so he's got 5 now. We know he ends up with 8. And then we go to Game 4, and Pujols hits a 3rd home run, but there's Sammy's 1. So Albert Pujols, I don't know what he averaged. I can't see what his average, or can I see what his average is? No, that's just for this game. He hit 395. I mean, he hit 395 in this game, in Game 4. He had 2 more RBIs. I think Pujols got robbed. I really do. I think Albert Pujols got robbed in the the World Series MVP. That's crazy. Just because he hit 538, or is it the RBI total as well? I don't know. But Sosa, I don't think deserved that. I think Pujols really did deserve the World Series MVP, and they didn't give it to him. They gave it to Sammy Sosa. They're a fan of those Armor All hot dogs, I guess. Whatever. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We win the World Series. We swept the Red Sox. We didn't really have any challenges. We lost game 1 of the NLCS against the Cubs, but we didn't lose a single game before or after that. And we win our second straight World Series of the series. World Series of the series. We made it to 3 straight World Championships, and we've won 2 of them. Next episode will be the off season, where we try to reload for a 4th straight World Series appearance and a 3rd straight title. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Cup. Thank you so much. Stop by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.